السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وتوفنا مسلمين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Now I think we wait for our friend.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, to introduce the
Mhm.
and that's where we are coming from and where we are going, inshallah.
Sure.
Please go ahead.
So we're on the 22nd station, second station of the 22nd word. On what we talked about last time was the first flash. And there's two aspects of the affirmation of divine unity. One is superficial and the other is the true affirmation. And Dr. Murmur explained using a really great analogy, the affirmation of divine unity, which is the first affirmation of divine unity is superficial, which is to say that God is one. This is true, but is based on what Dr. Murmur called deduction, which is to say to take the whole and break it down into the parts. So you look at the whole first and then the parts, which he explained gives us less confidence in the affirmation of divine unity, because you're only looking primarily at the whole and concluding that everything is divine. The second affirmation of divine unity is based on induction, which is to say to look at the parts and then conclude about the whole, which he said is more convincing, because by seeing the divine in the parts, such as a fly or a fly's wing or an eye, is to attain a sort of perpetual awareness of the divine presence. If you look at the parts, each individually, you become more conscious of the divine presence. And then we ended with talking about causes are a veil. And we had questions about what that meant. And we were going to pick up from there this week. Right there. The sentence I finished last week was them to be thus. Causes are a veil for divine unity and majesty require them to be thus. And that is where we stopped. So you were going to, Brother Murmur, you were going to explain, there was a question about what that meant, and you were going to explain more about that.
I mean, try to share what I understood. So we can work on it together, all together, inshallah. So the causes are a veil. I think the main problem is to define what we mean when we say cause. In this created world, I think we should be clear about the subject before reading further. Now, when we say causes, it is from our perspective. What does it mean? We see the universe is coming into existence in such a way that as if the things are related to each other. That is how it seems to be. For example, if there was no sunlight, then plant doesn't grow. If I don't water the plant, it doesn't grow. It means there is a relationship between the sunlight and the growth of the tree or plant. That is obvious. So in this case, we say this relationship, according to our observation, which comes first is the cause, which is the result is the effect. So, for example, I say sunlight is the cause for the growth of the plant. It is very reasonable. We are observing what it is. But the problem, if there is a problem, this problem lies in understanding this relationship between sunlight and the growth of the tree. When we say cause, it means this cause. For example, if I call the sunlight as a cause, the cause requires the effect. So the existence of effect depends on the cause, according to my observation of the universe or the world in general. That is what we see. Is there anything wrong with it? I would say, from one aspect, there is nothing wrong. From another aspect, there is a great mistake in this understanding. What is it? From our perspective, we see that there is a relationship between the sunlight and the growth of the plant. But is it a cause and effect relationship? That is a very serious question. Is sunlight causing the growth? Yes, I understand. Let me give my best simple example. If there were no bricks, there would be no wall. My simple example. But are the bricks the cause of the existence of the wall? I have to question that. Are they really causing it? Or are they just used to make the wall and they are just employed? They are not causing anything. So the effect, the wall, is the act of the creator of the wall or builder of the wall by using the bricks. This is the order of making the wall. Now, I think the main confusion of this materialistic worldview is the relationship between what comes first and what follows, precedes it. Name it as cause and effect. This is a problem because sunlight has no quality to give life to matter. The same sunlight reflects on a stone, but there is no life. It means sunlight is not the source of existence of life. But if we understand this relationship between the sunlight and the growth of the plant as an order of creating the universe, creating the world. This is, for example, the builder, a human being, of course, is not creating. For the builder, we can say this is the way, the order of making the wall by using the bricks. The difference between the mason of the wall, the builder of the wall, and the universe coming into existence when it wasn't when something didn't exist. For example, tree doesn't exist, and something happens, it starts coming into existence in a or in an orderly manner, in an orderly way. This order must be understood carefully because order is not changing. If it was changing, then I cannot communicate. I wouldn't be able to communicate with the universe. I don't know what to do in order to get what I want because it keeps changing. So it is very practical, as far as I am concerned, that the order shouldn't change so that I will know when I do something, what will be created for me in the next stage? Because my action to do something is not the cause of the existence of the second stage, but only my action to do something is nothing but obedience of the order, following of the order, the way the things are brought into existence. Whoever is giving existence to the universe, this is how he creates the things and lets me know which thing I should do and which result I will expect from the creator of the universe to give existence to what I wanted to have it. For example, the simple, again, extremely simple example, everybody knows, if I want to grow a plant in my, let's say, a, 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 how is it called? Plant pot. There is soil in it. I put the seed and water it, make it moisture, and wait. What am I doing here? Am I causing the plant to grow? Or the flower in the house, in my house, am I causing the flower to grow? Am I asking the creator to create the flower for me by obeying the order he creates with? So obeying the order, it doesn't necessitate the result, but obeying the order is a means of or a way of expressing my demand, my wish, what I want from the creator to create for me because I learned from my previous experience that if I follow the order in this way, put the seed of the plant, and which is not my production, pour the water in the same pot, which is not my production again, and bury it in the soil. Soil is not my production again. What am I doing? I'm just expressing my wish, my desire to the creator by obeying the order he creates. So there is no cause and effect relationship in the creation, but there is only order in the creation. Everything is coming into existence in an orderly fashion, and the order may be misunderstood and misnamed by certain people. What comes first is the cause, what follows it is the effect. So, in this way, using the cause and effect terminologies, the creator is disguised, chased away, discarded, disregarded. That is the trick materialist philosophers are playing. So we have to be very, very careful when we use the word cause and effect. Usually we don't mention effect, we mention cause, because. Every day I use this word maybe 50 times. Because it means that it is causing something. Nothing is causing anything. But the phrase says causes are a veil. It means the creator doesn't give existence to a plant. Let's remember our uh, plant example, plant pot in our house is example. And in this example, what I see without putting the or sowing the seed in the soil and watering it and letting it get some sunlight, the plant doesn't grow. It is not the order of creation that I learned. That is why I put the pot next to this, depending on the which kind of plant I am growing, next to the window and pour the water, and as if I am petitioning the creator. That is what I learned from the way you create, and I am asking you now to create the plant or the flower for me, please, and waiting for the result to be created. This, in this case, water, sunlight, soil are veils. It means the creator does not directly create the flower without following the order, without me following the order, or the universe is in general coming into existence within this perfect order. So I have to be careful not to confuse the order with cause and effect. That is very dangerous. When I went wrong, because it's wrong, it is just made up story. Now, water cannot be the cause of existence of flower because the flower has lots of qualities that water doesn't have at all. How can it be? How can it be the cause of existence of the flower? Even the sunlight, and sunlight doesn't have life. Earth doesn't have life. Uh, Water doesn't have life. I don't have life to give. And the result, the seed. Seed is already created with life. So I didn't add anything. It is already there. So life starts activating there. It is the way, the order of growth. Now, the order of growth operates. It means all this sunlight, the seed, the soil, and water, all of them are veils on the direct creation of the Creator. It means without these uh, elements, the order of the universe demonstrates or teaches me that flower is not going to be created. This is the only way. If you want me to create the flower, you follow my order. That is the creator. That is how the creator teaches me. So I may think that water and soil, the other elements, the sunlight, are as if necessary to create. No, they are necessary, made by the creator, prepared by the creator, and this is how I ask my creator to create a flower for me. This is the relationship between me and my creator. And I see that other beings, without me interfering there, are also created within the order of this type of creation. That is what we have to be careful. Here, these causes, the veils, are not executives of the sovereignty of the sovereign. It means they are not helpers of the creator. The creator is not like last week we gave this example, mayor of New York saying that I'm going to make a road here. He's not going to make it. He cannot make it. He uses executors. The creator doesn't use executor. But the veils are the way he creates. We call them veils. So they are going to be useful because of our perception. Our perception is limited. So we perceive that, because of this, something happened. In fact, this is the order of creation. Directly, the creator is executing the creation. Directly, because nothing has any quality to create in this world. Water has no power, no knowledge, nothing. I think this case is clear, inshallah. But if anybody else has any question, this problem must be solved. Otherwise, we may be always following the order of the universe, and we may not order of the creation. We may, without realizing that we are obeying the will of the creator, which is the order of the universe, manifested in the order of the universe. So this is the will of the creator. We are communicating with our creator. We forget about it. And we may think that, look, I am growing the plant here. That is a serious case, very, very severe mistake. You are not growing the plant. The creator is growing the plant. You are just asking, begging, requesting from the creator, saying, please, this is the way you create. I want this plant to grow in my house, in my pot. Please create it. Then you have to be modest before God. Otherwise, I am growing the plant. But a false claim, you are not growing. You are just asking because you are not really doing anything as far as the growth of the plant is concerned. That's a serious case, especially nowadays, a very serious case. So we have to be clear. If you have any further questions or additions, or if it doesn't make sense, please share your opinions about it and we can talk. Otherwise, we can continue reading the text. Nothing is happening. So, and
Yes.
that's yours. Would you
Okay. Should
want
I
to make any
pick up?
further?
Should I pick up where you have the screen at, their purpose?
If you don't have any further comment,
Oh, no, I don't.
is it clear, by the way?
It's clear to me. It's very clear.
Inshallah. Okay, then. If anybody else has anything, they can tell. All right, inshallah. We stopped here last week.
Okay. Their purpose, their purpose is to make known the dignity of power and majesty of sovereignty, so that power should not be seen to be associated with base and lowly matters. Not like a human king, tainted by impotence and indigence, who therefore takes officials as partners. That is to say, causes have been placed so that the dignity of absolute power of the Creator may be preserved in the superficial view of the mind of created beings.
Yeah. So that is what I understood, that causes have been placed. Yeah, it means the causes, again, we call causes. They are not really causing anything. But we say because of water, because for example, let me give another negative example now. I forgot watering the plant and the plant died. And I said, oh, because I didn't water the plant, it died. That is our daily language. Because as if lack of water killed the plant. No, order works in this way. But in our language, in our perception, because I didn't water the plant, it means by not watering the plant, I did not obey the order. When I don't obey the order of the Creator, then Creator says, you didn't obey my order, and I'm not going to respond to you by creating the plant. No, that is my order. There is only one way to obtain what you want, which is to follow my order. You have to acknowledge my authority by following my order of creation. Even you don't believe in me as the creator, still you have to obey my order. Otherwise, if you don't obey my order, for example, not watering the plant, you will never get the result. I'm not going to create it for anything if you don't obey the plant as far as you are concerned. Well, he keeps creating everything and he creates the dead plant for you. if you don't obey the order, which requires to be alive. So everything is in relationship with the Creator. Whether I believe in the Creator or not, definitely I am in constant relationship with my Creator. The Creator says, as if I am just making up an analogy, smiling at me, you don't believe in me, but you cannot escape from my order. You are my uh, creature. You have to obey me, whether you acknowledge it or not. That is your freedom until you die. And afterwards, that freedom will be lifted up. So you will say, what were you doing, man? I gave you all these feelings and intelligence and consciousness, all your qualities, in order to reason your intellect to understand that you have to obey me. You have been obeying me, but you decided not to admit it because of your arrogance. Now you will be treated accordingly with your arrogance. Let me see whether you can create any plant. Go and create any plant. I'm not going to create to you. And there is no order anymore. So that is the reality. But God is the absolute being. The creator must be the absolute one. Absolute one, it doesn't manifest his absolute qualities in an absolute form. Otherwise, the universe wouldn't be a universe. It is not the case. So it must manifest it in this created world within a limited uh, space-wise and time-wise, limited field in this universe. So this is how we experience the universe. So the universe tells us God creates everything, my creator creates everything, unless within this order, so expect everything happening in this creation in an order. But sometimes, let's say, a storm happens, a volcano happens. Yeah, it happens in an order. It doesn't happen accidentally. According to the order, there is a we see that the order is happening, never changes in certain principles. These principles are, for example, if uh, something under the earth layer of the globe of earth, some pressure is created there, it must push out. That is the order of the creation. So it pushes out. But there is wisdom in it. It doesn't push out everywhere. It pushes out certain chimney-like, chimney-like places, volcano mountains. It is the wisdom of the uh, creator of the order. So in a merciful way, it shows that, look, from time to time, the volcano will come out here. Accordingly, be careful when you are settling down around this area. There are other places. Go and make your settlements, your houses there, not next to the volcano area. This is how we acknowledge our modesty, humbleness. Why? I cannot stop it. I have to obey the order. I cannot do anything I want. No, I can deny it, but no way for me to practice my free will as far as my relationship with the world is concerned. I have to follow the order. So practically every being, especially conscious human beings, are put in such a way that they have to admit their modesty, their neediness, their impotence. We cannot create anything. We just ask. We just ask how appropriate for a created being to have this feeling and confirm it, accept it, be modest, and feel that you are always in need of your creator. You cannot breathe, you cannot swallow if your creator doesn't allow you, doesn't give you the opportunity to do that. That is why the relationship between my creator and me is arranged in a wise way so that I can easily, practically, and intellectually confirmable way to accept that I am a created being, I have a creator who is the creator of the universe, I am his creature, I am proud of being a creature of the creator of the universe. I am nothing for myself. I cannot create my body. I cannot create my hand. I cannot create the ability to speak. They are all given to me, and I am using them, and I am thankful for my creator to give, to bless me with all these ready created beings. And I am just using them, benefiting from them. So pleasurable experience. Some people may keep still being arrogant and saying that I am the one, I have my power to do it. They may claim this, but they will realize slowly, by using this power, this is the wisdom and mercy of the Creator that as we get older, we realize that all my claims have no base at all. This is the wisdom and mercy to understand what my reality is. I am a 100% needy creature, not 99%. But when I was young, I didn't realize this, although I should have thought about it. I didn't. Negligence. But as I am getting older, I say, definitely it was wrong. It wasn't me to remember. It wasn't me to think. It wasn't me to do all these activities. They are all provided for me by my Creator. Now I admit. Inshallah, it is not too late. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll continue.
Yeah, if anybody has any, go ahead. Otherwise, we can continue.
For like the two faces of a mirror, everything has an outer face that looks to this manifest world, which resembles the mirror's colored face and may reflect various colors and states, and an inner face which looks to its maker, which resembles the mirror's shining face. In the outer face, which looks to the manifest world, may be states incompatible with the dignity and perfection of the eternally besought one's power. So causes have been put to be both the source and the means of those states.
Now, yeah, this is important. Uh, uh, as we call, although text doesn't say this, but we have to say, as we call the causes, according to us, the causes, because we have to do something in order to have the result created by the creator. That is, in daily language, are called causes. Now, these causes have two functions. First of all, the universe teaches me how I should contact my creator. It means how I should ask my creator to create what I want. In this way, the causes are necessary for me to do something. Going back to plant example, water for me is a cause to get the result from my creator, not the materialists say water is going to give life to it. Impossible. It doesn't have life itself. So it doesn't have free will. It doesn't have any choice or any wisdom, anything. But it is just water and created as it is. So it doesn't do anything according to what it wills, which is just a blind thing, created being. There is no difference between stone and a molecule of water. So from one aspect, how it teaches me, the order of the universe, teaches me how to communicate with my creator in as far as what I want him to create from me, for me. That is one aspect which is called the outer aspect, manifest word. It means outer aspect of the universe, as if the earth is revolving around itself. So where I am here, I am here. I turn this place, when the earth turns this place to sun, it is daylight. We say, sun is rising, so it is daylight. That is how we experience practically. But we should also know that the inner aspect of it, which is called, how is it called here? Manifest word, and the face, inner face, here it is. Inner face, it means it is a mirror. This universe is a mirror. In the mirror of the universe, the things exist. We see the qualities of its maker manifesting, demonstrating. Water cannot create. Earth cannot create plant. Plant is a completely different being. Sunlight cannot create. The sunlight is sunlight, but the plant is something different, beautifully designed and completely different layer of existence, kind of existence, completely different. So they have, in fact, as far as the creation, act of creation is concerned, they have nothing to do with it. Like the mirror example is a very simple example and beautiful example. Mirror, when you look at it, it is just a glass. Does it produce anything? No. But when we look at the dark backside of the mirror, we see only color there, something covering the surface of the glass. paint or anything, could be anything, covering the surface of the plant. We only see what covers there. Let's say painting. It is painted. Now we see painting only. Now this is the manifest word. It means how the world appears to be. We see the material things are happening around us. But when we look at these, like the bright side of the mirror, it shows what is really existing out there, out there. And it shows it. But what is really existing in it really exists out there, but I see only the manifestation of it. This example explains somehow the inner aspect of the thing, like the qualities, the thing reflected in the bright side of the mirror demonstrates what really exists out there. Every creature, the plant, for example, demonstrates really which kind of qualities are manifesting in its existence. It must be a creator giving existence to a new being now. It is not water, it is not sunlight, but these elements are used, but plant is completely a different being, giving a new existence. For example, if you study my body, elements of my body is completely different from my humanness, human side. These are just elements like the bricks in the wall. That's it. The bricks are not the maker of the wall. So I'm using simple examples. That's what I understand comfortably. So I have to look at the quality of the creatures, plant or human being, and see which kind of qualities are needed to give existence to a plant. I see that the plant is in connection with the whole order of the universe. I see myself in connection with the whole order of the universe. And I understood the one who gave existence to me must be the one who creates the universe. The one who gave life to me must be the one who creates the universe. The one who designs me must be the one who designs me, the creator of the universe, and made me, located me in the existence in such a way that I am 100% compatible with my environment as I exist. As I exist as a baby, everything is arranged. As a young man, everything is arranged. As an old man, everything is arranged according to the wisdom of the Creator. Not that my elements are forcing the other things to work with me. They have no free will, nothing at all. Especially my human feelings, they are not matter, so that I cannot even describe them in material form. They just exist and I'm experiencing it. I am sure I learn, I am sure I see, I am sure I think, I am sure I have feelings, although I cannot show it. All of them are witnessing who is our creator. Then I have to study them and understood who is my creator. This is an essential subject. I hope I am taking your time, but my speech as far as I understand, I'm explaining as if making it as simple as possible, as far as I understand, but I don't know whether it makes sense to you or not. Inshallah, it does. It's my hope. Okay.
Okay. But in the interface, that of reality, which looks to their creator, everything is transparent and beautiful. It is fitting that power should itself be associated with it. It is not incompatible with its dignity. Therefore, causes are purely apparent and in the interface of things and in reality have no true effect.
Yeah, they are not creating anything, just apparent. But this apparent thing is important for me. I'm repeating myself once more in order to know how I should communicate with my creator.
A further instance of wisdom in apparent causes is this. Causes have been put so that unjust complaints and baseless objections should be directed at them and not at the absolutely just one. For the faults arise from them, from their incapacity and lack of ability. Comparison is narrated, which is in the form of a subtle example illustrating this mystery.
I think we can understand the faults arise from them. It means their capacity. They are created. For example, let's say, if I use for my plant example, very salty water, what happens? It kills the plant. Why? They are created with this capacity. They are not created with the capacity to be useful for the plant. That is the order. We should never forget that this is the order. The creator is letting me know that if I use very salty water, for example, seawater, and use for my plant, it kills. That is the order. So I say, my plant died because the water was salty water. But I say salty water. In fact, I didn't obey the order perfectly, so God created the result of the death of my plant. Why? Because I didn't obey the order perfectly. So we have to understand this way of teaching of the author. We have to relate it to ourselves. If I do something wrong, then it is created in this way. But I should never forget at the same time that my life in this world is ephemeral, so transient. I have to, I am subject to aging and at the end dying. Why? Uh, The Creator wisely teaching me it is a temporary education period for you. Whatever you learn, accordingly, you will get your degree. So take your time and use it wisely, arrange it perfectly. It is teaching me what my reality is. My reality is not eternal being. I am a completely 100% completely dependent being. And so God is helping me to realize this fact so that I should not be arrogant before God, before the Creator. I have to humble myself. Yeah, this example is easy to, explains why everything is created in an behind the veil of the causes, because we say, because of this, because of that, it happened, so that I wouldn't really uh, emotionally reacted. God killed my plant. I say, it was my mistake. I didn't obey the order properly. Yeah, although the death of the plant is created by God. Okay.
Okay, I'll continue.
Yeah.
The angel Israel, peace be upon him, said to Almighty God, your servants will complain about me while I am carrying out my duty of taking possession of the spirits of the dying. They will be resentful towards me. So Almighty God said to him through the tongue of wisdom, I shall leave the veil of disasters and illnesses between you and my servants, so that the complaints will be directed at them, and they will not be indignant at you. So see, illnesses are a veil. What are imagined to be the bad things at the appointed hour are attributed to them. And what are in reality the good things in the spirit of the dying being seized are attributed to Israel, peace and blessings be upon him, and his duty. Israel is also a veil. He is a supervisor of that duty and a veil to divine power, so that certain conditions, when spirits are seized, which are apparently unkind and are inappropriate to the perfection of mercy, be attributed to him.
No,
Yes. Okay.
it's so uh, we understand that this is from our perspective. God is so merciful. We say, oh, God gave, for example, when a mother gives birth to a baby, the believing people, believers, non-believers say this is a natural thing. But believers say, God blessed us with a baby. But the same believer, although the creation of the baby is totally dependent on God's act of creating, otherwise no one can make a baby out of this material here. Same creator gives the death as he gave the life. But the believer says, no, because of something was wrong with the heart of my father, mother, whatever, and he died. He doesn't say God gave death to my baby, to my father. This is a practical, these are all practical, but theoretically, you intelligent people can understand. But the author is speaking common people. But you can understand that that is how illness, uh, death angel, uh, taking the spirit from the body, that is that Azrael is. I think you understood that this is the death angel. So death angel comes and takes the body, the spirit out of body, because body is not functioning anymore. That is how the order is created. So death angel also is not the executor. God is the only executor. But that is how it appears to be for us. And we don't see God is creating something that we don't like, because he gave us the sense not to like it. But the wisdom in giving us the sense of disliking death is, I need eternal happiness. So where shall I find eternal happiness? I cannot find eternal happiness in this world, although I have the desire. Who gave me this desire? My creator. My creator must give me the eternal happiness. If this desire was not with us, we would not understand and expect next creation. Now we understand perfectly that this desire is given to us for a purpose, to expect for an eternal happiness, happy life, and this can be given, created only by the creator of the universe. This material world cannot create anything, let alone an eternal happiness. Impossible. So it helps us to understand how we should put our trust in the creator of the universe as far as our, or including our expectation of the perfect eternal happiness. That is, we should understand this, and it is not difficult to understand, I believe. Okay, let's finish the last paragraph.
Yes. Yes. Dignity and majesty or absoluteness of God demand that causes are a veil to the hand of power in the view of the mind of human beings.
Now we understood this part.
Yeah.
In view of the mind, it was, that's what I understand. That because of this illness, my father died. But this is for me. In reality, illness is created by him. Death is created by him. Who can create? He can create. But this is for practical reason, so that I wouldn't accuse God. Oh, which kind of God are you? You killed my father? Are you a murderer? You see this relationship. Yes, if someone kills my father, amen, I got really angry. But if God, the creator of life, creator of my father, gives death, this is right. And he must be aiming at a wisdom, aiming at teaching something to me. He must be. So I understand that this is a temporary world. I don't expect anything of this world to satisfy my human expectations. This is what we have to understand all together, what is going on in the world. From our perspective, illness is the reason of death. But in reality, now the reality will be explained in this sentence.
While divine unity and glory demand that causes withdraw their hands and have no true effect.
Yeah, they don't have any effect. For example, illness is created, it's an unconscious creation here. Death is created, and angel is created, death angel is created. Everything needs to be created. So they cannot create anything. In my example, this growing a flower in a pot example, water is created by him, sunlight is created by him, and the seed is created, the life in the existence of seed is created by him, growth of the plant is created by him, everything is by him. They have no effect at all. But in my view, without which I cannot get the flower. That's so simple, in fact, but essential for us, because nowadays in this culture, this cause and effect relationship is taken as it is literally, means the things are causing the results and forget about the creator. That is how this subject is misinterpreted, interpreted in an illogical way. Thank you. Would you like to make further comment, anyone, or Anne?
Oh, no. This was very helpful, very, very enlightening.
Thank you, inshallah. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhaneke la ilme lena illa ma allamtena inneke entel alimul hakim ve ahiru davahum enilhamdülillahi rabbil alemin bi hurmeti sirri suretil Fatiha.